Peace, 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 peace. What's good? What's good? What's good? Had some technical difficulties just now. But anyway, American Iraq's back at it. As I was saying earlier, we're gonna examine the Repartimiento and Reduccion. This is all in connected to the encomienda system and also the laws of Burgos and the new laws, right? Um, Also, too, um, in another live, I'll do piece of the chat, piece of the chat. Anyone in the chat, big up to you. Yeah. So as I was saying earlier, um, as I was saying in the other live stream that was interrupted by technical difficulties, uh, we're gonna continue from the repartimiento. That was a part of the encomienda system, or was before the encomienda system. The encomienda system was a system created to treat the indigenous population, or to protect the indigenous population from harsh treatment from the invaders, and how this same system is still in play today. And it's all a smoke screen. Okay. So I'm gonna screen share. I'm gonna get to it. Yo, big up yourself, Jaguar. All go on. Greetings, brother. Don't know, you know. Yes, I. So just I go and kick off the thing away, you know. Don't know family. There. Out on board. Well, anyway, let's get to it. So, we're gonna we're gonna be discussing the repartimiento, right? So let me share the screen real quick. All right. Connecting live. See me? All right. So yeah. So I'm gonna pick up on from where I left off the last time. In terms of like repartimiento, that was a part of the encomienda system as well. Um, so let's get to it. Um, so I'm gonna show you that this thing was going on up until 1820, and then this system now turning into what you see now. You know what I'm saying? So nothing has really changed. So let's proceed. So the repartimiento, Spanish partition distribution, also called mita or cuticule in colonial Spanish America, a system by which the crown allowed certain colonists to recruit indigenous peoples for forced labor. The repartimiento system, frequently called the mita in Peru, and the cuticule, a Spanish language corruption of Nahuatl, Cotaquilt or Cotaquitl in New Spain, Mexico, was in operation as early as 1499 and was given definite form about 1575. About 5% of the indigenous people in a given district might be subject to labor in mines, and about 10% more for seasonal agriculture work. Doesn't that sound familiar to you, people? The people in the Caribbean, when we're gonna work on the mainland, we usually say we're gonna do farm work, right? So this is a program that's on the islands that I offer to the indigenous people on the islands to come to the mainland to do farm work. So you see, it this has been going on since 1575. You know what I'm saying? So they use our labor to build their empire on our land. You know what I'm saying? Which is all unlawful. So you see right here, say seasonal agricultural work. It's the same thing. We do seasonal agricultural work from the islands. It's a program. Um, it's still going on now. We call it farm work, right? Okay. A colonist who wanted a repartimiento had to apply to the viceroy or the audiencia, provincial appeals court, stating that the supplemental labor required on his plantation or ranch or in his mine would provide the country with essential food and goods. Legally, the work period was not to exceed 2 weeks. 5 in the mines, 3 or 4 times annually, and wages were to be paid. Those requirements were practically ignored. So they they claim that they were paying us. So pretty much, you see, this is why we cannot get caught up in this whole transatlantic nonsense. You know what I'm saying? Because they came here and forced their way of their political system upon us, right? And then they claim to say they're gonna pay us whatever they was paying us in. I don't get it. Because what can you pay us? You can't pay us anything. You know what I'm saying? The land is ours. The only thing you need to pay is tax. You know what I'm saying? So you can't come on around and have us working for you and you say you're gonna pay us. No, you need to pay us. As a matter of fact, you need to get off the land. Go back where you come from. Right? Anyways, so let's pick up from here. Those requirements were practically ignored, however, because the forced laborers were often brutally treated. The Spanish government modified the system. So that's all they've been doing, modifying, modifying, modifying. This is what we have today. So some modification of this, what was going on 300-400 years ago. Nothing has changed. Okay? In 1601 and 1609, under the new arrangement, 25% of the indigenous peoples in a given district were required to work for the Spaniards. Required. It's a powerful word right there, required. Okay. Let's get to it. But they were free to choose their own employer and term of service. The farmer system was permitted to continue in the mines until the owners could purchase enough enslaved African people to replace the indigenous workers, which never happened. Okay? Dodge the hijack. Okay? These were other Indians from the mainland and from the other Caribbean islands they called Africans. They enslaved them just the same, and they were shipping them from left to right. And also, too, they have the exiled Europeans that came over here, too, that they label African, too. Bear that in mind. They were not African per se. They were the original indigenous Europeans that was few in numbers compared to who was here. But yes, a few Europeans exiled. This is why we have we may have surnames from Europe that lead back to Europe. Yes, we may have a claim to Europe to over Europe too. Don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? It's possible. If you do a genealogy, and some people find that they have European ancestry, people who came and mixed in over here. They were nobles that got exiled. And I'm not talking to pale people, okay? I'm talking the original Europeans, right? Okay. People to replace the indigenous workers. The new system remained legally in force down to the end of the colonial period, 1820, right? So, when did slavery abolish? Hmm? So, some say 1807, some say what? 1830, right? So, doesn't this look familiar to you? Wasn't it that we just decided we weren't gonna go with the shit no more, and we abolished that shit? We abolished it. They didn't abolish anything for us. We say fuck that. We walked off these fucking plantations. So I'm saying because it was all it was indentured labor. They tricked us in contracts because we don't understand that language they bring to us are the legalese to have us working for shit. Okay? And it happens today. You still see it today. All right? In practice, however, impressment of indigenous peoples under the earlier system continued in spite, right? It still is going on. Okay? It never stopped. You get it? Under the earlier system continued in spite of additional prohibitive legislation in the 17th and 18th centuries. So, what are they talking about? Africans coming, African slaves come here. What are they talking about? Hmm? Any one of you Pan Africans want to challenge me on this? Hmm? Who want to smoke? Who want to smoke right now? Hmm? Within this era, they were taking over here, we call the coolies and the Chinese people, because we weren't having it. We weren't going to work anymore on our own damn land for nothing. Okay? You get it? All right. So, anyways, let's get to it. Um, all right. Oh, I wanted to show you guys something too. Another thing. Um, see if I can pull the book up. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Check this out. This book is on here, Jamaican back, right? I'm gonna show you something on page 34. Right? This was somebody who was traveling from Europe. And they did a you know they did a little diary, like they wrote what they saw. Okay, so this book is called To Jamaican Back by, well, this book was actually recommended to me by someone, so I'm gonna take a look at it. So over here on page 34, down here, it say Trinidad originally belonged to Spain, right? And this is the encomienda timing, right? It possesses the curious and probably unique circumstance of a French-speaking population in an island which never belonged to France. So at one point, Trinidad was speak the majority the people speaking mainly French over there, right? This arose from the immigration of French residents from Grenada, Saint Vincent, Saint Lucia, and Dominica in dread of English domination when those islands came into the possession of the English, which were the same people as the Spanish, but they just same people, just a different system of government, right? And subsequently from the political troubles caused by the outbreak of French Revolution, right? That was going on in Louisiana, and Haiti, and the massacres at Saint Domingo. Its population in 1783 consisted only of, this is what they had on the census, by the way, all right? Because they couldn't account for who they couldn't see in the mountains. So don't think it's the whole uh, everybody, all the indigenous people on the island, the Indians, right? 126 whites, 295 free men of color, right? Free men of color. As people at this time, men of color mean people who like mixed um, with indigenous people. 310 slaves, right? This, this is indentured servers, indentured laborers, right? And 2,300 and 2,032 indigenes. That was on the census, right? So if the majority of the so-called you said the Negro, right, so to speak, was so-called slaves, right? How come you have 2,000, right, and 32 indigenes, more than any of the other people on the island? How is that? Hmm? If everyone, how come this is in 1783? They claim that all the indigenous people died out. So how come in 1783 the indigenous people population is way more, and they accounted for that than the rest of everyone on the island? How is that? Hmm? You see that? Hmm. Don't want to smoke. Anyway, that was just to enlighten you a little bit. So I'm gonna get to the laws of Burgos. I'm gonna comb through it a little bit. I'm not gonna be on here for too long tonight. Comb through it a little bit, and I'm not gonna read the whole thing. I'm just gonna pick up from say here. Okay. By the way, this is the laws of Burgos, 1512 to 1513. They had a thing called a new law that came after this. They keep modifying it. Okay, and this is what predates the human rights Declaration of Human Rights. Okay, this is what this was the foundation of the document. All right. So I'm gonna start from here. Whereas it has become evident through long experience that nothing has sufficed to bring the said chiefs and Indians to acknowledge of our faith necessary for their salvation, since by nature they are inclined to idleness and vice, and have no manner of virtue or doctrine. So we were not indoctrinated, by which our Lord is deserved, and that the principal obstacle in the way of correcting their vices and having them profit by and impressing them with the doctrine is that their dwellings are remote from the settlements of the Spaniards, who go hence to reside in the said island, because although at the time the Indians go to serve them, they are indoctrinated in and taught the things of our faith. They were, you see, so this Christian thing is not ours, right? We're indoctrinated into it. Okay, right? So I'm gonna pick up on this. I think let's see. Yeah, we could go a little bit more. We could go a little bit more. All right. So see, we up in the hills. We were more away from them. they forced us to join with them, okay? Is that their dwellings are removed from the settlements of the Spaniards who go hence to reside in the said island, because although at the time the Indians go to serve them, they are indoctrinated in the thought in in and taught the things of our faith. After serving, they return to their dwellings, where because of the distance and their own evil inclinations, they immediately forget what they have been taught and go back to their customary idleness and vice. And when they come to serve again, they are as new as the doctrine as they were at. They are as new in the doctrine as they were at the beginning, because although the Spaniards who accompanies them to their village, as is their ordered reminds reminds them of it and reprehends them. They having no fear of him, do not profit by it, and tell him to leave them in idleness, since that is their reason for returning to their said village, and that their only purpose and desire is to do with themselves what they will, without regard for any virtue. Whereas this is contrary to our faith, and whereas it is our duty to seek a remedy for it in every way possible. It was considered by the king, my lord and father. I don't. That's not my lord, and that's not my father. Okay, and by several members of my council, by persons of good life, letters, and conscience, and they having informed themselves from others who had much knowledge and experience of the affairs. All right, I'm gonna show you guys. Um, when Columbus came here, that he had a fort called Navidad. Okay, I'm gonna pull this up real quick. I think this is from a book. Forgot what book this is. But it's a good book. In this book, it breaks down when they came here. The Europeans came here. They were eating, um, like they were starving, and they were eating like dead people. You know what I'm saying they were eating like the dead. All right, so I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. All right, so check this out. So approaching the land, they were met by the Arawak Indians, who swam out to greet them. The Arawaks live in village communes, had developed agriculture of corn, yams, cassava, which we still have today, right? They could spin and weave, though they had no horses or work animals. They had no iron, but they wore tiny gold ornaments in their ears. So we had gold, right? This was to have enormous consequences. It led Columbus to take some of them aboard ship as prisoners. You hear that? He took our people on their ships. So they've been shipping us from left to right from the beginning, right? As prisoners, because he insisted that they guide him to source of the gold. He then sailed to what is now Cuba into Hispaniola, island which today consists of Haiti, right, or Haiti, and the Dominican Republic. There are bits of visible gold in the rivers, cities of gold, streets of gold, huh? Cibola, huh? Seven cities, right? And a gold mask presented to Columbus by a local Indian chief led to wild visions of gold fields. And Hispaniola bought out of timbers from the Santa Maria, which had run aground. Columbus built a fort, the first European military base in the Western Hemisphere. He called it Navidad, Christmas. Still want to celebrate your Christmas? Hmm? Still on your Christmas tree? Still love the Christmas, huh? I left 39 crew members there with instructions to find and store the gold. He took more Indian prisoners and put them aboard his two remaining ships. At one part of the island, he got into a fight with Indians who refused to trade as many bows and arrows as he and his men wanted. Two were run through with swords and bled to death. Then the Nina and the Pinta set sail for Azores and Spain. When the weather turned cold, the Indian prisoners began to die. Columbus' report to court in Madrid was extravagant. He insisted he reached Asia, was Cuba, and an island off the coast of China, Hispaniola. His descriptions were part fact and part fiction, right? So either he knew where it was going, he made the whole thing up, or he thought he was in India or something, right? Hispaniola is a miracle. Mountains and hill plains, pastures are both fertile and beautiful. The harbors are unbelievable good, and there are many wide rivers of which majority contain gold. There are many species of great mines of gold. Species and great mines of gold. The Indians Columbus reported are so naive, so free with their possessions that no one who has not witnessed them would believe it. Yeah, that we were walking like it's nothing. Because it's nothing to us, right? All right. So I just wanted to share with you that little piece right there. All right. So I'm gonna get back to the thing. The wait, stream here. What is it? Uh, yes, I just wanted to read a little piece for you guys. So everything correlates. Okay, everything correlates. So I'm gonna get back to laws. All right. Where was I? Affairs of the said island and of life and customs. The said Indians gave it as their opinion that the most beneficial thing that could be done at present would be to remove the said chiefs and Indians the vicinity of the villages and communities of the Spaniards. They saw many consideration and thus by continual association with them, as well as by attendance at church and feast days to hear mass and the divine offices, and by observing the conduct of Spaniards, as well as preparation and care that the Spaniards will display in demonstrating the teaching and teaching them while they are together. Things are a holy Catholic faith. It is clear that they will sooner learn they will the where am I? Sooner learn them, and having learned them will not forget them as they do now. And if some Indian should fall sick, he will be quickly succored and treated, and thus the lives of many will, with the help of our Lord, will be saved who now die. All right. So I'm a yeah. So I'm gonna pick up from another stream, okay, and get down into it more for you guys. But yeah, you guys. My last video. This is in the link of the description. My last video. You want a PDF? It's there, okay? You can read it. Uh, you see for yourself that this is all that was going on is a smoke screen, man. All right. So even here, and infants will be baptized at birth, and all will serve with less hardship to themselves, greater profit to the Spaniards, because they will be with them more continually, and the visitors who have them in charge will visit them better and more frequently, and will have them provide everything they need, and will not permit their wives and daughters to be taken from them, as now happens while they live at a distance. Many other evils and hardships will cease, which the Indians now suffer because they are so remote, and which are not. So, if we are so remote and we are in the like here, it explains like yeah, remote, right? How is it that they could wipe us out if it's so remote for them? They admitted that it's remote, so it was hard for them to even get in the terrain to us. So what are they talking about? They wipe us out. Hmm? Hmm. Therefore, for these reasons and for many others that could be adduced, it was agreed that for improvement and remedy of our aforesaid, said chiefs and Indians should forthwith be brought to dwell near the villages and communities of the Spaniards who inhabit this island, so that they may be treated and taught and looked after as is right, as we have always desired, and so in command that henceforth that which is contained below be obeyed and observed as follows. For am I skipped a lot. Hmm. First, since it is our determination to remove the said Indians and have them dwell near the Spaniards, we order and command that the persons to whom said Indians are given or shall be given in encomienda shall at once be forthwith built for every 50 Indians 4 lodges, bohíos, right? That was the name of our lodges, bohíos, of 30 by 15 feet, and have the Indians plant 5,000 hillocks, 3,000 in cassava, and 2,000 yams. We still farm yams to this day. Okay? How do we know to farm? How do we know to plant yams? Huh? How? Okay. Africans don't know nothing about yams, man. Or cassava. Okay? 250 pepper plants and 50 cotton pepper plants. Cotton, see? Only over here, we only have, we are the only people. America is the only place that has the most cotton in the world. Okay, and so on in a like manner, increasing or decreasing the amount according to the number of Indians they have in encomienda, and these shall be settled next to the estates of the Spaniards. So they forced us to assimilate with them. Well, the few that did, right? Because you have like the Maroons and the others that didn't assimilate. Okay, these were what they call rebellious Negroes. But yeah, I just want you guys to check that out. That's a good read. I'm saying. Um, as I said, I won't be long on this live, but I said I'll catch back up on this topic, okay? And show and cross reference it with other events that took place. Because I'm just here to connect the dots, okay? Just here to connect the dots. So until next time, and peace out, and catch me later, as I always say. Peace.